Marcus spent 2 weeks preparing for his negotiation. Tyler walked in and said he was paying cash. The dealer made more money on both of them than either will ever know. Marcus knew the sticker price. He knew the invoice, what the dealer actually pays. He negotiated for over an hour, and he got the price down to just $80 over invoice. The salesman shook his hand.
I'm basically losing money on this deal.
Marcus believed him. Marcus drove home thinking he'd won. The dealership made over $3,200 on him, and he never saw a single dollar of it. His neighbor, Tyler, bought the same car at the same dealership that same month. Tyler paid $2,400 more, and he also thought he got a fair deal. 2 different mistakes, same result. And in 12 minutes, you'll know exactly why and what to do differently. Marcus isn't a naive buyer. He's the opposite. Most people walk into a dealership with a number in their head. If the dealer hits that number, they feel like they won, even if that number has nothing to do with the dealer's actual cost. Marcus didn't do that. He pulled the dealer invoice off Edmunds, MSRP $34,900, dealer invoice $31,400. He negotiated down to $31,480, $80 over invoice. On paper, that's a win. In practice, that $80 is the only number he was allowed to see. Underneath it, there are 13 more layers of profit, all invisible, all built into every single car sale. You know one of them, here are the rest. Let's start with what the dealer will never bring up. The dealer holdback. After the sale closes, the manufacturer wires money back, typically 2 to 3% of the sticker price. On a $34,900 car, that's $700 to over $1,000 the dealer pockets after you've already shaken hands. Model incentives. When a manufacturer overproduces, they pay dealers to move specific cars. You'll never know if yours has one. Volume bonuses. Hit a monthly threshold and every car in that period earns a retroactive payout. That's why dealers get flexible at month end. They're chasing tens of thousands of dollars, not feeling generous. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the next 2 layers don't even involve you. Regional incentives. If a market is slow, the manufacturer pays dealers there a private bonus. No portal tracks it. And then there's one more, even more invisible than the last. Floor plan assistance. Dealers borrow to stock their lots. The manufacturer covers some of that interest, lowering their real cost below the invoice you researched. That number isn't their actual cost. It's what they need you to think is their cost. Now you know why the salesman could look Marcus in the eye and say he was losing money. But even if you knew every one of those layers, you'd still miss where the real money is made. Because it doesn't happen on the sales floor. It happens in a room you walk into after you think the deal is done. Before we walk into that room, let's ground this in real numbers. The biggest dealership groups, AutoNation, Lithia Motors, Penske, are publicly traded. Their financial statements show exactly how they make money. Average gross profit on a new car, about $3,200 over invoice. Used car, around $2,800. Subtract operating costs, and net profit per vehicle lands between $500 and $1,200. Marcus is doing better than the average buyer on the sales floor. By a lot. The problem is, the sales floor isn't where the real money is made. Marcus shakes hands and gets walked into a smaller, quieter office. Someone says, "We just need to take care of the paperwork." That is the most profitable sentence a dealership will ever say to you. The person behind that desk is called the finance manager. Don't let the title fool you. This is the highest earning salesperson in the building. Dealerships make an additional $2,000 to $2,800 per vehicle in this room on a deal the salesman called barely breaking even. Rate markup. Dealer buys money at 4.9%. Charges you 6.4%. That spread is $600 to $800 in pure profit per vehicle. Extended warranty. Margin, $700 to $1,000. The brochure shows coverage, not the exclusions, and not what the same policy costs from the manufacturer directly. Gap insurance. Your totaled car gets market value from insurance. Your loan balance is higher. Gap covers it. Real product. $250 to $400 in dealer margin. And then there are the smaller items. Individually forgettable, collectively significant. Protection packages, doc fees, registration, temp tag. Another $1,200 to $1,500 combined. Total from that one room, $2,700 to $2,900. On a car the salesman called a losing deal. We're not getting into the service department today, that's a separate video, but it's the most profitable part of the dealership. The finance office is second place. So let's put Marcus's full picture together. He negotiated to $80 over invoice. He felt like he'd beaten the system. Meanwhile, the dealer made $700 to $1,000 in holdback, hundreds more in incentives and bonuses, and then $2,700 to $2,900 in the finance office. The machine ran on Marcus exactly the way it was designed to. Now watch what happens when his neighbor does one thing differently. Tyler is Marcus's neighbor. He sees the new car in the driveway, loves it. Same model, same dealership, same month. Tyler pays $2,400 more. And he thought he got a fair deal too. What Tyler said when he walked in: "I'm paying cash, best price." What the dealership heard: "I'm about to cut your most profitable revenue stream. No rate markup, no warranty commission, no gap, the entire finance office layer gone." So they made it back on the purchase price. Less flexibility, higher number out the door. Here's the thing about cash at a dealership. Everywhere else, contractor, small business, private seller, cash gets you a discount. But a dealership sells two things: a car and a financial product. The loan isn't a cost to them. It's where they make half the money. Walk in announcing you won't finance, and you've told them to price the car accordingly. And here's the part that surprises most people. The dealership already knows what you're planning before you say a word. Have you ever done what Tyler did? Drop cash buyer in the comments. You are not alone. Here's what most people don't realize. The dealership has a system to figure out whether you're a cash buyer. Most people get tested 3 times without knowing it. Test 1 is before you meet a salesperson. Someone hands you a clipboard. Car you want, trade-in, and whether you plan to finance or pay cash. Routine form. First filter. Test 2 comes 2/3 through the negotiation. They run your credit to confirm you qualify. But they're not checking credit worthiness. They're confirming you still intend to finance. A commitment check disguised as procedure. Test 3. By the time you walk to the finance office, a loan application has already been filled out in your name. You've confirmed your intent to finance multiple times without realizing it. Write undecided on that clipboard and the dynamic shifts immediately. But your leverage shrinks at every step where they can't confirm you're a financing buyer, which is exactly what the strategy exploits. Here's exactly what to do. 6 steps. Step 1. Walk in as a financing buyer. Don't mention cash. The dealer expects to make money in the back office, so they're more flexible on the sticker. Marcus got to $80 over invoice because the dealer planned to recover it later. Use that expectation. Step 2. On the clipboard, write financing. Then ask, is there a loan origination fee? Most dealers don't charge one. Their money is in the rate spread, not upfront fees. By asking, you signal you're comparing terms against your own bank and confirm there's no cost if you pay off early. Step 3. Negotiate the purchase price hard. The dealer has room because they plan to recoup on the back end. That expectation is your window. Step 4. In the finance office, negotiate the products. Extended warranty, $700 to $1,000 in dealer profit, negotiable. Gap insurance, $250 to $400, also negotiable. Nothing in that room has a fixed price. Step 5. Before you sign, scan the loan contract for a loan origination fee and a prepayment penalty. In most standard contracts, neither exists. If they're not there, you're clear. Step 6. Sign the loan, drive home, pay it off within the week. You financed, technically. You got the financing buyer price. You avoided Tyler's mistake. And you paid off before meaningful interest bill. The strategy runs on 2 conditions. No origination fee, no prepayment penalty. If either shows up, do the math. In most cases, the savings still win, but always run the numbers yourself. The sales floor feels like the battlefield. The back and forth, the let me check with my manager. That's theater. The deal that actually costs you money happens in the room you walk into when you think it's over. Marcus negotiated hard on the surface, then gave most of it back without realizing it. Tyler announced cash before the conversation even started and paid $2,400 more for the same car sitting in his neighbor's driveway. Now you know every layer, every number, and the exact play. If this showed you something you didn't know was there, subscribe and hit the bell. We break down the hidden math behind the financial decisions that actually move your money.